folks, I'm back. So of course we need to talk about this incredible announcement that came out last week while I was busy posting all of my drafts for my Egypt trip about the discovery, finally, of the tomb of Thutmose II. As the headline says, the tomb of Thutmose II has finally been discovered. This was the one tomb remaining from the 18th dynasty pharaohs that just had not been found yet, and now it has. Thutmose himself had actually been found about 200 years ago and is currently hanging out with his fellow crispy pharaohs at the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization in Cairo, but his original burial site, his original tomb, had yet to be found. This discovery came after about 12 years of work and led the team, a joint British-Egyptian team, seen here, to a location in the Western Wadis. So this is not in the Valley of the Kings, this is not in the Valley of the Queens, this is to the left of all of that, to the west of that, another valley that also has tombs, which was where they were finally able to find a tomb entrance tucked at the bottom of this hill here. Now, most of the burials from pharaohs in the 18th dynasty, including Tutankhamun, are over in the Valley of the Kings. Heck, that's where the fantastic tomb of Thutmose III, this guy's son, is. And if both of those names are ringing any Egyptology bells for you, it's because Thutmose II is probably better known as Mr. Hatshepsut, and Thutmose III was her stepson, later turned great military commander, who took over afterwards. But let's take a look inside the tomb. Here is the entrance, as you can see, very small and unassuming, very on brand for 18th dynasty tombs. And, ta-da! Here it is! As you can see, this tomb has seen better days. All these large chunks on the ground, that's the plaster that should be on the ceiling. There were still some parts where it was still attached, so that's great. And then there was a wall that had some stuff on it still. We love that. But thankfully, amidst all of that, there were some broken items that had cartouches on them. And so that's how the team was able to make a positive identification that that tomb was the original burial place of Thutmose II, because his labeled things were still there. And we know from historical records that Hatshepsut did oversee the burial of her late husband, Thutmose II. So this all checks out with everything that we did know historically about these two people. The team worked out that this tomb, due to its position low in the valley, had actually flooded shortly after it had been closed up with Thutmose II and all of his stuff in it, which prompted the movement of Thutmose II elsewhere and some of his things as well. So there is a possibility that there is a second tomb out there, and that is something that the team is going to be exploring in the very near future. But even though the tomb is not exactly in great shape, it all worked out because had these jars not been broken, we would not have had the labels here that we needed to identify the tomb. And just for fun, here's a close-up of some of the plaster, the lovely starry night sky that is